Hey neighbors, this is Jacob with Going Godspeed, and I'm excited, if not a little trepidatious, to do today's episode of Eczema versus the World. Because in today's episode, I'm going to be going over my research and sources and methodology that I use to get rid of the eczema on my hands and feet. Now, before I start, we gotta keep in mind, I'm not a medical professional. I do have a certification in CPR and first aid. But that doesn't really, I'm just a dude who has eczema and knows how painful it can be and how much of a blow it can do to your self-esteem, man. Statistics show that, generally speaking, if you have eczema, you're likely to also suffer from depression.
I can't seem to get happy.
Now, is the depression giving you anxiety, which makes your eczema flare up? Or is the eczema causing you anxiety, which gives you depression? Or is it a disturbing combination of the two, where they're feeding each other, kind of like a unholy parasitic Lady and the Tramp dinner date? Hey, we should have makeup. Team up. Yeah. The world may never know. But I'm basically just saying all of this to let you know that you always need to do your own research to decide what's best for you and your body. Don't ever take anybody's word for it, you know? So take this with a grain of salt, but come on, don't be giving me that table salt, none of that granular BS, you know? At least give me some of the Himalayan pink, that rock salt, you know? Big enough that you're like, hey, there it is. It gives you texture, but small enough that it can still dissolve. I'm already derailing. I wonder if I have ADHD sometimes. It's just like, whoop, whoop, whoop. All my arcs are parabolic, man. I'm just gonna jump right into it. Good evening, USA, and the rest of the world. I'm Jake Davis with Going Godspeed News, and today we have breaking news. What you put into your body affects what come out of your body. And it's kind of getting hot in here with all of these retakes. The only news outlet where we play Going Godspeed News, the only news outlet where we do strip science, where the smarter we get, the less we wear. With all my research, basically, as a small intro, I found it really interesting where Western medicine, like stuff that we use here in the States and in the more modern world, usually seems to focus more on the symptoms than the actual root cause. Like, we have a headache, we take some ibuprofen, you know? You have a skin condition, you put some ointment on it. We don't usually ask why or address why do I have the headache? Why do I have the skin condition? Don't get me wrong, it's great to be able to just take an ibuprofen and get some relief, but sometimes it's really important to kind of get to the root of the problem. Why? So, to start, eczema is an inflammatory skin condition that a lot of doctors and medical professionals are starting to think may also be an autoimmune disorder. And I thought that was really interesting when I found that out, because in my research, my doctor prescribed me prednisone, which is basically a steroid.
Do these muscles lie?
But not the kind that makes your muscles bigger, but smaller It's actually the kind that suppresses your immune system, among other nasty side effects. And I got to wondering, why does something that suppresses my immune system make my eczema flare-up go away? Basically, there are two main culprits. The first being high fructose corn syrup, which is in basically everything that we eat that's processed. It's in our syrups. It's like maple syrup and stuff sometimes even. It's in our sodas, that's like a big thing, in some of our coffees. And added or processed sugar, like refined sugars. Those two things together are destroying our bodies. High fructose corn syrup and added sugar and heavily processed grains go in. They mess up your intestinal lining. Your body can't digest its food properly. And then your body kind of lets all that into your actual intestinal lining, like a leaky gut syndrome, and it starts poisoning you. It turns out there are a ton of immune receptors in our gut. Like, our immune system is really based a lot in our gut. And all of these things not only spread toxins throughout our body, but trigger all of these immune receptors. And those trigger histamines to be released, which is what causes our inflammation and swelling. And then all that inflammation and swelling spreads through the body, combined with the toxins, which causes your eczema breakouts. The digestive system is directly related to your skin. So whatever happens in your gut happens to your skin, man. Your skin and your nails are usually what's affected by eczema, and those are made of keratin. And then the deeper layers of skin and your intestinal lining are made up largely of collagen. Your body needs biotin and some assortment of vitamins like A, E, D, C, etc. to combine together to make the collagen and the keratin to repair your intestine and to repair your skin and nails. But when your gut's all messed up like this, it prevents your body from properly making keratin and biotin. So it's like, okay, my eczema's messed up my skin, and I could take this immune system depressant like prednisone, and temporarily my skin will get better, but as soon as it wears off, I've still got that problem. I haven't treated the cause, just the symptom. So to fix that, you need to stop taking that nasty stuff and find a way to get it out of you faster, because I'm impatient. So that do a cleanse. Do your own research, because there's a lot of fake voodoo cleanses out there, you know? So always do something real. Like in my studies, I found that like leg of frog mixed in with, I'm just kidding, with like some kind of toadstool. No, I'm just kidding. I found that there's like an herbal cleanse that works really well for me. It's called Eczema tea, and it's something that the Native Americans used to use. They called it something different when they used it. I don't remember what they called it, but our version of it's Eczema tea. And it basically goes in and kind of creates a gummy mucousy layer of its own and pulls them out of your intestine, and do it for about a week, because that's how long it usually takes the digestive lining to repair itself under normal circumstances. And then take vitamins and supplements like biotin and collagen and vitamins A and D and E and C, especially C, because those are really good for helping it regrow. And then try to stick to a diet that's anti-inflammatory, like the Mediterranean diet. And once your skin's all cleared up and you're feeling good and fresh and full of energy, at that point, start weaning in your old diet, but stay away from the high fructose corn syrup and the added sugar, because that will never be good for you. That'll never be good for you. Yep. A little rambly for sure. Let's see, let's make sure I'm not missing anything. Our next episode, I don't know when it'll come out, but I'm actually gonna go through the process with you guys. I've been intentionally flaring up my eczema. Yeah, you're not gonna be able to see it from here. I'll show you in the next video, but I know that sounds crazy because it's kind of painful, but I just want to be able to show you via video that it works. And I'll have like pictures that are like show the progress of them. Watch they just get worse and worse. Wouldn't that be a thing? But I'll show the pictures that show my hands healing, because I've already done it a couple of times just to prove it to myself. So now I want to prove it to you guys, because we can be free from this eczema thing, you know? It doesn't have to run our lives. We can run it. So, anyways, this has been Jacob with Going Godspeed, and I hope you enjoyed that long, overly drawn out, slightly nerdy, very sporadic episode. Until next time, Godspeed, neighbors.
Maybe this will help.